Look at that ominous corner. We're in my room right now, well, my television room, or as my mom likes to call it, my man cave. We switched some things around today because I'm a nice, inviting snow person. So basically we switched some things around today, and this is my new television / computer monitor. So we took the HD television and I turned it into a computer monitor. So now I have a lot of room, and there's my new keyboard and the new mouse. I'll call it monitor for a second there. And I also want to show you guys another thing as well. I am also drinking a new beverage. See, I really got hooked on V8 Splash with the pomegranate blueberry. So I decided I am going to try a new flavor. I found tropical orange. Didn't really read what it was about, didn't read what was in it, but I knew it was orange, and orange is good. So I had some, and it's pretty good. I'm enjoying it right now, actually. I'm going to show you what it looks like. Look how cool this looks. Yeah, look at that orange beverage. Doesn't that look delectable? And that's how I can get essential vitamins, minerals, fruits, and vegetables that I'll never eat in a million years by themselves. So V8 is awesome. Now, it's Saturday, and I don't work again, but Saturday is something else I'm going to try from now on. There is a new segment I want to debut here on the YouTube channel. I want to call it Plus and Minus. And Plus and Minus is basically going to be what I would add or subtract from different theme parks. Different attractions, different shows, different food items, different restaurants. Just if they gave me the book and say, Sir and Disney, you've got X amount of billions of dollars, make this park better. I'm like, alright, I'll do that. So that's what this is all about. And the first park I decided to go to is the park that Foursquare seems to think is my favorite, which they're wrong. It's just the one I seem to be in the most, and that's Epcot. Now, the reason I was in Epcot a lot in December is because I was trying to catch Test Track before it opened to the public, trying to catch a soft open or a cast member preview, which if you've seen from the previous videos, I got both of those, so that was awesome, and I got to ride Test Track way before the public did. Before a lot of the public did, not the cast members and their families, but mostly the public itself. Definitely before December 6th, so that was good. But knocking out all 3 major attractions that did open on the 6th, way before the 6th, so that was good. But Epcot, there's a lot of things you can do to it. There's a lot of prime real estate. A lot of prime real estate. Now, first off, I want to start with the Spaceship Earth. Now, I know everyone likes the different narrators in the past of Spaceship Earth, and I do too, honestly. And that's the only way we can hear Walter Cronkite now is during the holiday tag, during Illuminations. But I think there's room for multiple narrations. So that would give you a reason to write it over and over again just to see which narration you actually would get. It would kind of be like the drop sequence on Tower of Terror, because you never know how it's going to drop, you never know exactly how it's going to go. So how about we do that with Spaceship Earth? How about we take the different narrations of the past and we put them in a computer file or however you want to do it, and every single ride there's a different narration. How's that sound? That would make the ride 10 times better, because then when you get in a line for the attraction and when you're getting in on the ride itself, you wouldn't know exactly who your narrator would be. Would it be Walter Cronkite? Would it be Judi Dench? Would it be anybody else that's ever done it in the past? Anything would be possible. The sky would be the limit. So that's what I would do in Plus Spaceship Earth. Another thing I want to do is I like Club Cool a lot. Club Cool's great. But there's a thing that really needs to be done to Club Cool. 2 things. Number 1, I think somehow, some way you should be able to take back the contents to your friends and family and your loved ones if you'd like to. Case in point, I really think there needs to be some sort of can, bottle, either glass or plastic variation of all the different kinds of flavors. And of course, the people like me that are evil and decide they want to try to trick the people back here with Beverly, because that's fun. Just standing there and watching people drink Beverly, that's fun. So I would love to have a little vial I could take back with me and just trick people, because it'd be awesome. And you know, some of the other flavors would sell really well. I know a lot of people like the Smart Watermelon. I'm not a fan of it. I know a lot of people do. I personally love the Mezzo Mix and the Crest and the Kinley. Those are things I wouldn't mind having in bottle form. Now granted, with the Coke Freestyle machine, things like this can be done. And with the World of Coca-Cola in Atlanta and Nevada, and I believe there's another one, I think. Either way, I know those are two of the main ones. You can have different every single time. Like, how about we try different types of Coca-Cola? We have the same ones that everyone knows. How about we add some every once in a while? Maybe add a new one a month, or maybe add a new one every single year, or maybe add a couple every single year. That's a way to Plus Club cool and make it new again, make it relevant again. And it's not just a place to get free soda. Plus, of course, I would add more flavors of the freeze frames, the Slurpee, Icy, Slush Puppy concoctions, the frozen beverages. Different flavors there because they sell really well. So that's how I would Plus Club cool. Now, we've done pretty much all we could do to Soarin'. Soarin' works really well. If there was another way to get downstairs other than escalator or steps, that would be nice, but it's not going to work. I mean, the elevator does work, but I mean, no. So, Soarin's fine. I got no problem with that. The Land Pavilion itself is okay. I'm not a fan of Sunshine Seasons, but I know everyone loves it, so we'll keep it as is. Living with the Land, you can do more with it, but, I mean, leave it as is. It's fine. Probably time to get rid of Circle of Life, though. You need to repurpose it in a different direction. And the perfect thing that comes to mind for me, if they're not going to use it at the Magic Kingdom, which I'll probably get to that in a couple Saturdays from now, or they're not going to use it in the studios, how about Wall-E? It works really well, and it fits. It fits the environmentally conscious mindset of the attraction. And plus you can create a new ride video and talk about the dangers of how we eat and what we eat and what could be done to us if we eat too much, and then you shows like the pros and cons, and you change that into a Wall-E attraction. So I got no problem with that. I think that's a good idea, and we'll go forward. Now the Seas is fine. I don't mind the Seas at all, but Nemo doesn't need to be in Epcot, and I do enjoy Nemo and Turtle Talk, and there is space on property for it, and I'll get to that later because I'll be talking about that later, and that's called You Gave Me Money, so I'm going to do what I want with it, and we're going to bring back the Living Seas. I think that's a great idea, and Living Seas is not the only attraction that's coming back, because I have a couple other in mind as well. This is going to make the WDW Today guys really happy, because I would definitely reopen the Wonders of Life Pavilion. You could put all the attractions back together, one way or another, maybe create a couple new ones, and make that something more than just a haven for, what was it, the Chase card members during Food and Wine Festival. It needs to be something more than that. It needs to be a place that doesn't just sell merch. It needs to go back to how it was. I mean, Body Wars back, we need the Making of Me back. We need to get the Wonders of Life Pavilion back. And while we're at it, Mission Space is fine as is. There's some prime real estate around there. Gotta be a way. Bring back Horizons. Yeah, bring back Horizons. That's another thing that needs to come back. Now, I'm not going to bring back World of Motion because I like Test Track the way it is. But the one thing I would do to Test Track they did not do, there is the OnStar guide on Test Track that if you watch my Test Track videos, or if you rode the ride yourself, or you know someone that has, you know that the OnStar guide is mail. Well, just as a PS for people that remember the original Test Track, and something for me because I'm a big fan, I want John Michael Higgins to do the OnStar voice. I think he should re-record all the dialogue, and he should come back to the attraction. Because, of course, John Michael Higgins was Bill McKim in the original like pre-show. And I enjoyed the original pre-show because I'm a big JMH fan. So basically, I think that that should be brought back in the way that Higgins could just re-record all the OnStar dialogue, and we're good to go right there. Maybe some better rules on how to make your own vehicle, because I saw many times people didn't know what they were doing, didn't have enough time. Maybe find a way to make single rider and fast pass get a little bit more of design possibles on their vehicle instead of just picking one of 8 different vehicles and then going on their merry way. Now, granted, I know it's a great way to get past the line, but they still need to design their own vehicles as well. I've done it before, and it's fun. And of course, after the showroom, after the ride is over, you can still design your own vehicle, and then you can run in and go back and do your commercial. And of course, shoot your pictures and your video to send back to your friends. But it still would be nice to be able to design your own vehicle. But that's not terrible, so, I mean, it stays as is. So Future World's pretty much covered. Maybe add another quick service in Future World somewhere. I like the electric umbrella, most people don't. So we'll do something with that. And I know that Fountain View is going to become the home of Starbucks, so we'll pretty much leave that as is. If you want to retheme it, we could do that. Take the ice cream option out. Move ice cream down in another area of the park, and maybe turn it into a quick service. I mean, a quick service with a Starbucks, that might be interesting. We could try that. So Future World's pretty much plus now. And I don't have a problem with anything else that I've listed. So we're going to go ahead and just leave Future World as is. World Showcase, there's a lot of stuff that needs to be done in World Showcase. First off, like I said, I want non-alcoholic frozen drinks in the parks. But I talked about that already, so we're not going to worry about that. We've got the Tapas waterfront restaurant coming to Morocco soon. So that'll be good for business. Not good for me, but good for business. There needs to be some more attractions. Maybe some more rides. Definitely some more rides. Canada needs something else. I think if there was a way to do it, I would find the original plans, tweak them a bit, and bring the Matterhorn bobsled to Canada. Retheme it, do like maybe a Brother Bear type attraction. The only time you really use Brother Bear is the Redwood Challenge Trail at California Adventure. So Canada, Brother Bear, I think it works really well. You could either bring in the Matterhorn bobsled, or you could take the concept and bring in a log flume. So that way, Epcot is the only park that you cannot get wet at. There's a way to do it. Bring some sort of a log flume themed towards Brother Bear to the Canadian Pavilion. I think that'd work pretty well. UK's fine as is, no problem. I wouldn't mind having the British Invasion brought back. That would be nice. And Rose and Crown, leave it as is, because Rose and Crown's awesome. I really enjoy it. And Yorkshire Fish Company, keep it as is. It's great. The UK is fine. We'll go to France. France is fine, because we've got Chefs de France, and we got Monsieur Paul above, so we're good on that. Italy's fine. Germany's fine. Okay, American Adventure, there needs to be something. I don't know what it would be at this point, but we've got to add something there. The American Adventure itself is a high-ticket attraction, but we need some sort of a ride. Anything. It could be, I'm trying to think what it would be at this point. Maybe a dark ride, possibly? Maybe a dark ride throughout history. I mean, that might be a little bit close to Spaceship Earth, but maybe like a dark ride through the annals of American history. That could work. I mean, we could do it that way. I mean, the log flume at Splash Mountain. I know they were supposed to do a Disney park in another state. I don't recall off the top of my head where it was. I think it might have been Georgia, maybe. It was like a Dixie-themed Disney park. And maybe take those plans, maybe brush off the dust there, and bring that into the American Adventure. That could work. Do something with it. I think it might work. But maybe some more attractions, definitely some more rides. Epcot definitely needs more rides. Also, before I get done, I do want to mention Innoventions. Interventions badly needs an overhaul. There needs to be a lot more exhibits. Smarter Planet's going to be opening soon. And Habit Heroes, they just need to get rid of it because obviously it was a failure. I really loved What's Your Problem, not just because my friends in the Comedy Warehouse were the cast of it. I just thought it was a really well done idea. Now it is the location for the story time for AAA members. And that's just a waste of space. I mean, there's a lot of things in Interventions that need changed. Like the Segway area, if you're not going to do anything with it, get rid of it, honestly. You got the video games, I mean, that works, it's fine. But there needs to be some more content. You have 2 buildings, do something with it. Some of All Thrills, that was a brilliant idea. And, you know, I liked Don't Waste It, and they got rid of it. You know, the Great American Pizza, like, the country pizza deal, I don't remember what it was called off the top of my head, but basically where you could, like, pick the different pizza ingredients, and there was, like, a US map and everything. That was entertaining. And they got rid of that, too. So, they have minused a lot of Interventions. So, I know it could be rethemed, I know they could do it right, and I know that they're just begging for ideas for this to happen. So hopefully Imagineers somehow, someway see this video and they get to working. But these are just some ideas I've come up with. Epcot, it's a hard park to really plus and minus, but it's not at the same time because we don't really need the Pixar element. That's why I said to bring back the Living Seas, because I'm going to bring the Pixar area to another park. But you're going to have to wait till next Saturday to find that out. So, I'm going to get off here, and I'm going to enjoy my new internet television hybrid and my V8 Splash Tropical Orange. So, I'm going to let you guys go until tomorrow. Not sure what the video will be about tomorrow. I'll figure it out. Don't worry about it. It's alright. There'll be plenty of content. I said daily content. I didn't lie. So, that's all for plus and minus for this week. And I hope you guys enjoyed what I would do to Epcot. Leave comments, leave me Facebook messages, follow me on Twitter. I'm not hard to find, at Sir Owen Disney. And tell me what you guys would do to plus and minus Epcot. Anything I forgot to mention. And the one thing I will say before I go, Illuminations has been here for a long time. The only way I would get rid of Illuminations is if we created a brand new concept that is not at any other park. That's the only way I could ever see them doing anything with Illuminations. But then again, I said the same thing about Spectre Magic, and look where it is now. I mean, we've got the Main Street Electrical Parade, but that's Magic Kingdom. That's a couple weeks from now, so I'll talk about that in the near future. My plus and minus next week, we're going to Universal Studios. So, until tomorrow, that's all I got to say about that.